Okay, welcome back. So for question 7, how many lines of symmetry does a shape have? Again, if you're not familiar, a Google search might help you out here. So symmetry is probably the best way to think about it is if I had a mirror and I put that mirror somewhere on that shape there, this four-sided shape or quadrilateral or kite, lots of key words there. If I put a mirror down it, would it look the same on both sides? So let's take an example here. Okay, so if I put a mirror down here and I was standing here, so here's me, and I looked into this mirror, I would see this shape in the mirror. Okay, so have a little go, have and find a mirror in the house and think about what you see. You just see what you're looking, you see yourself, don't you? Okay, so if this was standing and I'd be here, wouldn't I? There's me. And that's what I would see in the mirror. Okay, but of course this here doesn't look exactly the same as the shape that we were expecting. We're expecting this part here. Okay, so is there a line I can draw where the mirror image just looks like the shape itself? Yes, there is. So I come down the middle here and maybe put myself here. So if I look in the mirror, I would see this shape, and here it is nicely reflected there, and I would see myself here. So that's a line of symmetry, because the line created by the reflection line is exactly, or creates exactly the same image as what's on the other side. And that's what we're looking for when we talk about how many lines of symmetry. And the kite only has one of those. Okay, so there's nowhere else where I can draw a line, whereas if I reflected it over itself, so if this ended up on this side, it would create the same image. Okay, so just one is the answer for that one. Okay, so this is why we say words, numbers out loud, because then we come across a question like this and we're really used to it. So if we put this number, again, make some space, back up here, see how often I use this place value columns here. So 7017, so 7,000s, no hundreds, 110 and 7 units. So we have 7,000. And normally we'd say like 217, but there's no hundreds, so we leave the hundreds alone, so it's 10,017. Okay, so that's in words, so we'll write that out. So it's 7,017. Okay. Okay, just to be clear, that was an E. I've just tried to make it look more E-like there. Right, so, okay, so another rounding question. I had a rounding question earlier. I've got a nice rule now. We're looking for 5s or above to round. Okay, let's place our number, that's our rubber. Weirdly didn't change the rubber, there we go. Let's place our number in the column. So we have 5,005 units, okay. And I want to know, what is this number to the nearest 10? So here is the tens column here, okay? So the question is this number on our number line closer to 5,000 or the next 10, 5,010? Okay, well, we might say actually 5,005. So you see here we've got the 0 in the units, 5 and then 10 is right in the middle. But our rule is if the number in the next column, after the column we're interested in, so we're interested in tens, so the number in the next column is our tens, and the next column is units, is a 5 or above, we round up to the next 10, okay? So we'd have 5,004, we would have rounded down to 5,000, because our number would have been here. If we've got 5,005, we look into the next column along, and that says round this up to the next 10, which is 5,010. What's really useful when you do these questions is when you get nearest 10 or 100, try to write down what you think the 10 and 100 are either side of the number you're given first. So then once you've made the decision as to whether to round up or down, one of those numbers is already your answer. You've got that in place. Okay. So finally, what's 86 times 4? Let's do that one over or down here. So 86 times 4, I'll do two methods for this because you've got the time to do it. So I'm going to write 80 and 6 in two columns and then the 4 in its own column here. So we said because they're all whole numbers, we can count zeros because it tells us what column we're in. So we're in the 10s, so we've got 4 times 8 is 32. and we have a 0 there, so that's 320. And then 4 times 6 is 24. Put it all together, so we're going to add these two numbers up at the end, and we get 344. Okay, I can't remember if I said it in this video or the other one. The reason we can do this is because if we do 4 times 80 and a 6, it's the same calculation. So 86 times 4 is the same as 4 lots of an 80 and 4 lots of a 6. Because if we followed big maths, we would add these two together first and then times it by that. But we do the two calculations separately. We do 4 lots of 80 and 4 lots of 6. So here's the 4 lots of 80 and here's the 4 lots of 6. So you might know it in a different way. So you might do column method. Pop a times sign there. So the first calculation we would do is 6 times 4, which is 24. And the next calculation, we put a 0 down there to note that we're going to times by 80, not just 8, because it's in the tens column. And 8 times 4 is 32. And again, we'd add it. Look, there's that 0 that appeared there. So 344 again. Okay, so again, not really about what you got right or wrong, it's what you've learned here. And it's the fact that you're turning up during your summer holidays to watch this. I hope you're having a lovely summer holiday. And I'll see you in week 4. And again, really well done for taking part in this. It will make a huge difference when you join us in September.